We open the third part of today's basketball hostility still live from Escopa 3 in Quezon City. We feature Game 2 of the best of 3 quarterfinals matchup in the 14 and under division of the North Partner of our 14 and under league. It's between the number 3 Marikina Junior Shoemasters and the number 6 Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And good evening, everybody. The name is Cholo Pangilinan, covering the action with Coach Noy Africa and Courtney Benaventura at the sidelines. Coach Noy, one more chance for Mandaluyong to extend the series and keep their season alive.
Well, they're going to be hard-pressed to pushing this to a Game 3, but they need to create some miracles to be able to force that Game 3.
Well, before we talk about, or rather before we continue our discussion, let's take a look at the 14 and under division playoffs bracket. Again, I've mentioned before, the Marikina Junior Shoemasters at the number 3 spot, and on the other side, Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith placed at the number 6 seed. And now let's move on to the last game, game number 1 between both of these teams, where fortunately for Marikina, it was a lopsided win for that squad.
That's right, and for Marikina, again, they're looking to end the series today with a sweep in that game. They shot very well from the field while only holding Mandaluyong to 22% from the field. And they did commit a lot of turnovers, 22, but they were able to, however, take advantage of the 18 turnovers of Mandaluyong, finishing with 22 points off turnovers. And in this game for Marikina, it was Royet Magno Villarreal who led the way for them, 17 points, 5 rebounds, and he had some help with Hanapol also scoring in double digits for Marikina.
And to simply put it, Marikina was just too much for Mandaluyong, overpowering them in that game number 1. But of course, let's talk about the other team, Mandaluyong. Again, just like what I said earlier, one more chance for them to extend the series and keep their season alive.
They were blown out in the first game, 66-38, and they really need to make major adjustments. Of course, they're missing the services of Braydon Gopilan, who is easily their top player for the eliminations, but they still do have some weapons that they can use in this game. The problem for them, no one was able to breach double digits in scoring, but Kobe Abahon did lead them in scoring, scoring 8 points, 14 rebounds, and with a little help from Kongzon, finishing with 8, Bernardo with 7, but definitely it's on the offensive end that they need to make the adjustments, as they only were able to hit 22% of their shots.
And certainly it'll be a difficult challenge for Mandaluyong, considering their top scorer is absent for today's game. But nonetheless, that's it for now. We'll be turning it over to our venue announcer, Denzel Santiago.
Excitement continues here in Barangay Escopa 3, Quezon City, as we bring you the playoffs of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2. It's a Game 2 of today's North Division quarterfinals, featuring the 14 under of Marikina Junior Shoemasters and Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now, let us meet the starters, beginning with the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. Guard number 4, Gian Cayosa. Also guard number 21, Royet Villarreal. At forward number 5, Lance Hanopol. Also forward number 23, Adrian Galang. Playing center number 26, Clarence Eslao. Head coach of Marikina Junior Shoemasters, Monroe Quezon, assisted by Gian Silolo, Fernando Bunog, Jonathan Tarojas. Team manager, Ail Alibin, Sara Malusa. And now let us meet the starters from your Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Guard number 22, G8 and Tella. Also guard number 23, Prince Bernardo. At forward number 6, Elijah Horlanza. Also forward number 26, Jericho Bermudez. Playing center number 3, Kobe Abahon. Head coach of Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith, Mark Herrera. Assisted by Eric Romeo. Isa Bustamante, Joda Villamor, team manager Joseph Chua, Marikina. Our game's officials for today's match, Chip Nino Bersenas. Umpire 1, Mendy Guzmana. Umpire 2, Cornel Sungol. Our executive director, Mr. J.R. Navarro. And our junior MPBL commissioner, Mr. Keith Picasso. Once again, this is the playoffs of Manny Pacquiao Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino.
And our door-eyed bola ng Pinoy team starters for Mandaluyong, it's Encela, Bernardo, Horlanda, Bermudez, and Abahon. For Marikina, it's Cayosa, Villarreal, Hanopol, Galang, and Eslao. And again, just a quick recap. The Marikina Junior Shoemasters getting that lopsided W in game number 1, winning 66 to 38. However, good thing Mandaluyong still has one more chance, speaking about this game, to extend their series and continue their season. As first possession of the game belonging to the Junior Shoemasters. Again, they're placed at the number 3 spot in our North Division of the 14 and under group. As first shot is no good for Hanopol.
Well, in the pregame, we did mention the absence of Braydon Gupilan for Mandaluyong. But Marikina is actually also missing their top scorer, Denden Enriquez, unavailable to play for them. But no excuses for them as they were able to still pull off that Game 1 victory.
If anything, that's going to be good news for the Junior Microsmith, because that'll be an equal playing field. Both top scorers not present for today.
But of course, a lot of adjustments to be made here for Marikina. Probably want this game to be low scoring and depend on their defense.
Meanwhile, shot is no good, but they get it back. Marikina resetting. They have 8 to shoot. 1 minute passing by in our first period. They have nowhere to go. Last 3 seconds. The steal right here by the red shirts. Up and running. First 2 points of the game belonging to the Junior Microsmith.
Definitely for Mandaluyong, will try to push the pace right away. Try to get some easy baskets to jumpstart their offense.
Meanwhile, Villarreal sends it to the right corner. They swing it around. Now it's at the elbow outside. Another steal by Mandaluyong. But it's kept alive by Marikina. The sidestep. And that's going to be a foul called on Mandaluyong's number 22, Gian Encila.
You see right there, attacking the basket aggressively. You see the replay for that first 2 points of the game coming for Mandaluyong.
First points of Marikina being earned at the free throw line by Galang. 1 out of 2 for Mr. Galang. And a rebound captured. It's 2-1. 2 minutes passing by in our quarter number 1. Mandaluyong trying to figure something out. First blood belonged to them. They lose it. Great defense from the white shirts. Cayosa stops and puts it in at the fast break.
This time, Cayosa just keeping the basketball, finding that open mid-range jumper.
That's going to be a foul called on Marikina. Both teams now having 1 foul in this period.
One thing going for Mandaluyong, even though they were blown out in Game 1, that's just 1 loss. A victory here will even the series.
And again, it's not impossible considering at least relatively the playing field is equal. Both scorers, again, top scorers of each team not present. But there's going to be an offensive foul in this sequence. That's called on Marikina's number 26, Clarence Eslao.
For Mandaluyong, definitely the first order of business is to contain Villarreal, who did explode with 17 in Game 1.
Meanwhile, Bermudez will attack, drops it to Encela. Great execution for the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith.
Mandaluyong just keeping things simple, looking for the open man, easy basket.
Right now, 1 point lead for them. Talking about Mandaluyong. Great defense from the Junior Microsmith. They're at the fast break. Horlanda. That's too much. To keep it alive though. Shot clock resets. It's now at 11 seconds. Orlando will lose it though. And here comes Hanopol at the break. Hanopol unable to finish but will draw himself a foul.
Whenever Marikina pushes the pace, they've been able to get some good shots. As you see once again, just attacking the basket, able to fish for a foul. Hanopol did finish with 11 in game 1.
Lance Hanopol at the free throw line. And talking about the Marikina Junior Shoemasters, they're up. Again, they're number 3. They ended the season with an 8-2 record. Down to only Rizal and Antipolo. Meanwhile, Eslao, quick and one 3-point play opportunity. And another free throw coming up for the Junior Shoemasters.
Coach Monroe doesn't really look too worried. It's still very early in the game, but you do not want to give Mandaluyong any hope in this game. You want to end the game early and make sure you get that sweep.
7-4. Marikina up by 3 after that 3-point play completed. Meanwhile, it's at the corner. Orlando has nowhere to go. Gives it to his teammate. He tried for 3, but that won't work to get it back. Encela sends it outside. Bermudez will attack. The contact, that's too much.
Pretty forced on that play for Bermudez. It's really hard to stay patient on offense when the defense is taking away all your options. You're relegated to just attacking that basket.
But Marikina will continue to figure something out. Cayosa will fire. That's no good. They get it back. Another try. And he's too big. Talking about John Andres of Marikina as he'll go to the line for 2.
John Andres didn't really get to play heavy minutes in the eliminations, only averaging 9 minutes per game. But a tall player like that you can use on the defensive end of things, averaging 3 rebounds per game.
Third one is no good though for Mr. Andres. Second one on its way as we're nearing the 5-minute mark of our first chapter. 1 out of 2 for John Andres.
Big man showing the sweet stroke from the free throw line, splitting his charities.
He handed off. Orlando sends it to the right wing. They fire for 3. That's money!
That's the hallmark of any team built by Coach Mark Herrera. They like to shoot threes and they really like to force turnovers. And the more Marikina slows down the pace, you cannot allow Mandaluyong to get out in transition.
Meanwhile, that 3 is no good. They keep it alive. Another try. And the cleanup is good. Meanwhile, Mandaluyong, they're down by only 3. Still a close matchup. It's still anybody's ball game. Quezon hands it off. Orlando having difficulties, but it's still with them. Quezon, no good on that floater. They keep it alive. Abahon, tough shot, doesn't go in. Mandaluyong getting it back. They only have 5 seconds to shoot though. Orlando to Quezon for 3. That's short. And here comes Marikina. But a foul will be called, I believe, on Abahon.
I expect Mandaluyong to really just try to keep shooting from the outside as the offense has really been stymied by the stellar defense being played by Marikina.
So that's going to be free throws already for Marikina, considering Mandaluyong already reaching that foul limit. At the line, it's Calvin Vives. The first one rolls out of the rim. And talking about the two scorers, top scorers of both teams, Dwayne Enriquez and Braydon Hopilan, both averaging 22 points per game, or at least averaged 22 during the elimination round. Mandaluyong right here, trying to figure something out. It's outside. Quezon once again. That won't work. Abahon keeps it alive. But that's going to be a foul on Marikina, and 2 freebies will be given to Abahon.
You see Abahon, not really the tallest of players, but not afraid to go up against the big trees of Marikina inside. As, that offensive rebound going up, getting blocked, but getting fouled.
First one is no good for Abahon, as he's averaging, or again averaged 7 points per game during that elimination round. That's the 5th best in his team, and they will need more considering again Hopilan is not present for today's game. They keep it alive, and Orlando cleanup job is good.
Even the smaller Mandaluyong squad trying to battle it out inside, getting some energy plays to go.
Meanwhile, traveling violation called on John Andres.
You can see Andres, he's quite tall, but seems a little raw still. But again, we're still in the 14 and under division with the proper training, especially with the Marikina basketball program. He should be a force to reckon with in the junior MPBL.
Mandaluyong passing it around. The attack. Bermuda steps back, but that's no good. Great hustle though. Keep it alive. Kongsun, tough shot. 2 freebies will be given to him. A chance for Mandaluyong to reclaim the lead.
Yet another offensive rebound given up here by Marikina. Cannot afford to allow Mandaluyong some second shots. As you see once again, they're just putting their head down and trying to fish for those fouls.
First one is good for Kongsun. That ties the game up. A chance for Mandaluyong to take a 1-point lead as we're nearing the 2-minute mark of our quarter one. Kongsun, that's good. 2 out of 2. More importantly, the lead for Mandaluyong. Kongsun now with 5 points in this game. Meanwhile, they send it out. They try for 3. Vives, no good. Kongsun grabs the board, sends it to Bernardo. Now it's Orlando. High arcing shot, won't go. Another try. Great hustle by Vicente, earning himself a trip to the line for 2.
As Mandaluyong with yet another offensive rebound. Vicente trailing that play, getting an offensive rebound. A total already of 8 offensive rebounds for Mandaluyong. And they only have a total of 11. So only 3 defensive rebounds, but doing a yeoman's job in the offensive glass.
That's going to be big again, considering it is a crucial game for them. A do-or-die game, to be exact. Meanwhile, great defense for Vicente at the break. And now it's Mandaluyong's chance to make something happen. Bermudez, great defense as well from Marikina.
The towers of Marikina waiting by the paint, erasing that shot from Bermudez.
Meanwhile, the Shoemasters trying to make something happen inside the paint. Tough shot, that's too much. Kongsun, forward pass. Orlando will lose it though. Both teams fighting for the basketball. Ends up with Bernardo. Or rather, that's Orlando. And this is Bernardo. Now it's Kongsun. The bump. Tough shot. Great defense from his defender, Iko.
I think Marikina is doing right now well is just staying in front of the player they're guarding.
Marikina being greatly defended, but it's still with them. Under a minute remaining in quarter number 1. Iko to the other side. Back inside. That's Andres. No good. Keep it alive. Another try. Still not falling. One more time. Still no good. And a foul will be drawn finally by John Andres.
Again, you cannot teach height. May still be a little raw with the skills, but you can see he knows how to use his height on the offensive rebound. Just keeps that ball up high.
Again, it's Andres at the free throw line. First one not going in for him. So far, leading the charge for Marikina is Clarence is now with 5 points. 0 out of 2 for Mr. Andres. Here comes Bermudez. Great find to Bernardo, but that's overcooked. Meanwhile, Marikina, that no foul call. Possession. Looks like we'll go to Mandaluyong.
Mandaluyong trying to push the pace, but the bigs of Marikina very quick to get back in transition, snuffing out any fast break attempts for Mandaluyong.
Again, 11 to 10, 1 point gap. Still in favor of the junior Microsmith. Meanwhile, Bermudez, baseline drive, outside train, mid-range jumper, overcooks it. Last 17 seconds in this period. Cayosa stops. That's no good. Marikina trying to keep it alive, but Bernardo gets a hold of it. Last 4 seconds. Maxwell Train. Still not falling. Vicente, one more try, still no good. And that's it for our period number 1. It's 11 to 10. Mandaluyong able to give themselves a 1 point lead in this crucial do-or-die game for them. And once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, and we'll be back for the start of the second period.
Step on the court, give 100%. That way, you leave with no regrets. Exact words from Coach Monroe Quezon of the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. Now in his second year with the team, Coach shared how the journey has shaped him and teaching him patience and perseverance in guiding his players. While he acknowledges that they still have bad habits, both on and off the court, he remains optimistic, confident that these can be improved over time with hard work and dedication. For him, it's all about continuous growth and believing in their process. Cholo, Coach Noy?
Thank you very much, Courtney, for that report. And people often forget, not only are players learning from this league, also coaches, young coaches, up-and-coming coaches who want to have experience.
And trust me how hard it is for coaches to be patient, especially here in the 14 and under division, because of course these kids will always try to follow their instincts, and eventually, that's why the system is in place. You just follow it, and you keep your coaches happy.
And indeed, coaching is different between age groups. Meanwhile, match continues. Mandaluyong keeps it alive. They still have a 1 point lead. They try for 3. No good from Cabagte. Villarreal pushing the pace. High move. What a move coming from Villarreal.
Villarreal showing how good of a slasher he is, creating an opportunity out of nothing, pushing the pace.
Cabagte still no good in that long distance shot.
You can see a lot of freedom being allowed right now for Mandaluyong in their offense, as they've been missing badly from the three-point area. 1 make so far in the game.
It's a 1 point lead now for Marikina after that crazy shot from Villarreal. Basket and 1.
Just a great pass there, a great find from Villarreal, showing that he is not only a scorer, but he can find his teammates.
Pound for pound fitness, foul counted move. Cali's too big. A chance to make it a 3-point play, and more importantly, giving Marikina a larger lead.
And this could be an option for Marikina. They do have the taller players. They can really just look to set up guys like Tubig in the paint.
Meanwhile, missed by Tubig. They get it back, but that's still no good. 1 possession lead for Marikina. Bernardo, Abahon. Back to Bernardo outside. To the right corner. Encela attacks, puts one up. And he draws himself a foul. That's 2 more free throws for the junior Microsmith. They're 7 and 8.
He did have an open Bermuda spotting up, but getting hit in the shooting arm gets to the free throw line for 2.
So far, Mandaluyong 2 out of 6. Not the best percentage, make that 2 out of 7. Second one on its way for Gian Encela. So far has 2 points in this game. 0 out of 2 for him on that trip. The junior Shoemasters pushing the pace. Cayosa getting fouled. That's another trip to the free throw line, this time for the junior Shoemasters.
Well, that's one way to challenge the Mandaluyong defense. Be able to attack right before that defense gets set up. And that's already 4 personals now. On Encela of Mandaluyong.
That's going to be big. As Cayosa, first one is good. 2 out of 2 for Cayosa. That's now 4 points for him in this game. Meanwhile, Bernardo, no good on the attack. Still no good from Abahon. Villarreal, almost a traveling violation, but finds Cayosa at the break. Cayosa will step on the brakes though. Sends it to the left corner. Baseline drive, Villarreal, that's no good. Fighting for the basketball, ends up with Horlanda. Low pass, back to Horlanda. Mandaluyong unable to convert, but Abahon keeps it alive. Bermudez, baseline jumper, still not falling. Cayosa, at the break, decides to take his time. Hanopol drops it last minute. That's going to be miscommunication from the white shirts.
That's what you like to see for both teams. Getting back in transition on defense very early.
Meanwhile, Abahon, tough shot. Won't go for him. Vicente sends it outside. Bernardo to Bermudez. Top of the arc 3. Still won't fall for Mandaluyong. Still no points for Mandaluyong in this quarter, as that's gonna be a miss for Marikina. Bernardo not wasting any time. Abahon still not falling for them.
And that was already well set up for Abahon, just muffs that layup.
And Marikina looking to make Mandaluyong pay. But that time it's no good. The big guy getting a hold of it. As possession will stay with the junior Shoemasters.
And those second possessions starting to hurt both teams.
The junior Shoemasters calling a timeout right here, presented to you by Nature Spring, the #1 bottled water in the Philippines. We'll be right back.
Seconds on the shot clock.
16-11, 5-point lead for the junior Shoemasters. And they have possession in this one. They attack. What a setup for Marikina, leading to that 3-point play opportunity.
I like the presence of mind for Villarreal. Knows that his big guys don't really have a matchup on the other end. That's why just a great drop pass, easy basket for Eslao.
And one presented to you by Pound for Pound Fitness. As Eslao converts that into a 3-point play. And more importantly, Marikina with an 8-point lead. Bernardo, what a move! But still not falling. Vicente with a cleanup job for the first points of Mandaluyong in this period.
After allowing 9 points for Marikina, finally on the board in the second quarter is Mandaluyong.
Villarreal to the left wing. Cayosa out to Villarreal again. He attacks, but he gets called for a traveling violation.
Interestingly, on the offensive rebound side, already 15 offensive rebounds for Mandaluyong, way more than their 11 defensive rebounds.
Meanwhile, Marikina unable to complete the fast break play. Bernardo, nowhere to go. High pass received by Holanda. The attack by Bermudez, finding Vicente.
Better patience on offense right now for Mandaluyong. When you try to attack that basket aggressively and you get the attention of the big, someone's gonna be open. And that time finding Vicente for 2.
Mandaluyong getting themselves on a roll after having a drought. Meanwhile, that's too much for Marikina. Abahon finding a teammate, will fire one instead. And that's no good.
It's an ill-advised that time for Abahon. No setup, just jacked up that 3.
Outside pass. That's good from downtown. Calvin Vives for 3.
That time just finding an open man and Vives able to knock it down.
Bernardo finds inside. Vicente was there. It was given to Abahon. And that's going to be 2 freebies now for him.
But with the inability of Mandaluyong to hit from the outside, that paint has been really just clogged. But interesting interior pocket passing. Getting another trip to the free throw line. Mandaluyong so far 2 out of 8.
But that changes with that freebie from Abahon. And it's still just a 6-point lead for Marikina. Second one on its way for Abahon. As it goes 2 out of 2.
After getting blown out by 28 points in game 1, this is a good sign definitely for Mandaluyong. Only down by 5 points with less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Vival. That's no good at the jump shot. They get it back though. Inside pass. Great find to Eslao.
I like the effort there from Vives. Despite that miss, continued to look for a possession for his team, finding an open teammate.
Over 3 minutes remaining in our first half. Let's take another look at this Vives find to Clarence Eslao.
You cannot make a mistake with this name because I used to go to college with his dad. He's gonna get mad at me.
Small world indeed. Meanwhile, that's gonna be a turnover for Bermudez and company, as now they're down by 7.
But still, if you're Mandaluyong, this is a good sign as they've managed to keep it a very low-scoring ball game. But they need to really jumpstart that offense as they're only shooting 16% from the field.
Certainly an area of improvement for them if they want to win this and again extend this series. But that's going to be out of bounds. Possession given to Mandaluyong again.
Well, I'm sure his dad really very happy to see his son getting close-ups like that. Thank you, Direk. And very quickly, he gets subbed out.
Just when you said it. Meanwhile, Mandaluyong able to get a steal. Bermudez, eyes on the prize, and will score in transition.
Very accurately described by Cho, just continuing to look at the basket despite all the defenders hanging around him.
Lead is trimmed down to 5. Another miscommunicated pass from Marikina. On the other side, another conversion. And this time, it's no other than Maxwell Train, their second best scorer on their team. And now it's only a 3-point lead for the Junior Shoemasters. And they call a timeout, presented to you by Nature Spring, the #1 bottled water in the Philippines. We'll be back after a short break. 24-21. Again, it's a 3-point lead for the Junior Shoemasters. And wait a minute, our officials putting a stop to that. Seems like there's no issue. Marikina possession will continue. Under 2 minutes remaining in our second quarter clock. Meanwhile, a steal right here. Train on the attack. No good. And Vicente was able to get another offensive rebound and draw a foul.
So far, Vicente with 7 rebounds in the game, only has 4 points, but really just trailing that play. Some players will just give up when you see a teammate way ahead like that, expect it to just go in.
7 rebounds in 1 half, and we still have 1 minute and 15 remaining. That's impressive. But right now, that's gonna be 2 freebies for Abahon as Marikina reaching the foul limit. Hanobwal was arguing for a traveling call.
You know what's even more impressive with the 7 rebounds of Vicente in the first half? All offensive rebounds.
Wow. To simply put it, wow. Talk about hustle. Again, only having 4 points. Well, to their credit, their highest scorer right now is only Quezon with 5. But that's not bad either.
And we don't even see Quezon on the floor.
And very distributed scoring output for them actually. First one is good for Abahon. He went 2 out of 2 on the line during his last trip. And it's only just a 2-point lead for Marikina. Make that only 1.
And they're really focusing on the defensive end. As you can see, no rebounders on that free throw attempt for Abahon. Everybody back on defense.
Meanwhile, corner pass. That's money. Long 2 coming from Miguel Manalo. Meanwhile, Bermudez, what a setup to Abahon.
Better adjustment here for Mandaluyong. The 3-point shot's just not falling. Now those interior pocket passes working splendidly here in the second quarter.
Meanwhile, Marikina, they're only up by 1. No good at the follow-up. Bermudez, great find, but Vicente unsuccessfully receiving that pass. Possession back to the Junior Shoemasters.
Well, if you're Orlando, you should be expecting those strong outlet passes, especially when you leak out.
Right wing, now inside. Great interception by Jericho Bermudez. Mandaluyong getting another possession.
Yeah, I believe that puts Marikina in the penalty, so that will mean free throws for Mandaluyong. Maxwell Train back to the free throw line so far. Mandaluyong only hitting half of their free throws, 6 out of 12.
And again, Maxwell Train, the second best scorer of this Mandaluyong roster during that elimination round, averaging close to 14 points a game. They will definitely need his services considering the one guy on top of him, Braydon Opilan, not present in this game, and he goes 2 out of 2.
In game 1, he only finished with 6 points, and Mandaluyong needs so much more from him.
And now Mandaluyong handling this 1-point lead. Villarreal at the right side of the arc. He will attack, sent it to the left side. Now up top, they fire for 3. That's no good. And that'll be it for our first half, 27-26. Mandaluyong looking good in this do-or-die crucial game as they're handling a 1-point lead. And me and Coach Noy shall be back for the second half. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Playoffs.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Special thanks to Punong Barangay Danilo Villanueva of Barangay Escopa 3 for hosting today's game.
And at the half, it's 27-26. Again, the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith, after losing Game 1 in a lopsided W for Marikina, now they have a 1-point lead at the half. Talk about improvement. Again, that's considering there's no Braden Hopilan for them. But on the other side, there's also no Denden Enriquez. So who knows? This is still anybody's ball game, still an eternity of basketball to be played.
Well, most definitely, both teams are really struggling from the field. Only 21% for Mandaluyong, 29% for Marikina. That's why a very low scoring ball game so far, much to the liking of Mandaluyong, who struggled in Game 1, shooting only 22% from the field. Both teams not shooting well from the three-point area, 1 out of 10. And one thing also that Mandaluyong has done a good job with is in the rebounding department. 30 rebounds each. Considering Marikina is a taller team, but what's impressive for Mandaluyong, the 16 offensive rebounds, and a majority of which coming from Vicente, who had, I believe, 7 rebounds, all of which were offensive rebounds. And also Marikina needs to take care of that basketball, as they've turned the ball over already 15 times, allowing Mandaluyong to score 16 points off turnovers while only scoring 3 of their own.
And certainly hustle has been what the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith has been bringing out in that first half. Enough for them to have a 1-point lead. But again, hustle alone won't cut it against this number 3 seeded Marikina Junior Shoemasters, as we'll continue our third period with the first possession belonging to Marikina. Villarreal to the corner. Cayosa has nowhere to go. They put on the moves instead. Rises up for a jumper, and that's good.
That has been his go-to shot in this game. That mid-range jumper for Gayosa has been working.
Now the lead is back to Marikina. Mandaluyong trying to figure out some offense. Bernardo will reject the screen. Now it's at the corner. Bermudez, that's no good. Abajo, another offensive rebound and a conversion for Mandaluyong.
And the problem with the zone defense, you are not boxing out a particular player because you're defending a zone on the floor. That's why not able to put a body, and Mandaluyong has taken advantage now with 17 offensive rebounds.
Indeed, Mandaluyong not wasting any opportunity in the rebounding department. That's another rebound for Abahon. And they attack. Abahon's up shot goes in anyway.
That's a great shot by Abahon. I thought he was going nowhere, but able to make the adjustment.
All confidence in that shot for Kobe Abahon. I mean, if you're named Kobe, you have to have guts to take those kinds of shots.
Just look at the hang time, making the adjustment, dipping that ball, able to still score.
High pass, but that's intercepted by Jericho Bermudez. Pushing the base, Bermudez finds Abahon, but that's no good. One more try. Cleanup job for Jericho Bermudez.
It's no secret that Mandaluyong is trying to force tempo here, and they now have a 5-point advantage.
Cayosa. The screen from his teammate. The attack. No good. One more try. Still not falling for them. Abahon with a big-time board. Bernardo and company at the break. To the right side. Train for 3. No good for Train. They fight for the rebound. Possession will go to Marikina.
Definitely for Mandaluyong, very imperative that they hit those outside shots, as Marikina just really content on clogging that lane.
Again, it's a 5-point lead for Mandaluyong. One of their biggest in this game, perhaps their biggest. Villarreal for 3 though, but that's no good. One more try, Cayosa, that's his spot.
Right now, if you're Mandaluyong, Cayosa has gotten all of his baskets off those pull-ups, need to make the adjustment.
8 points now for Gian Cayosa. Meanwhile, able to draw a foul was Vicente on that shot. And 2 free throws will be given to him.
I'd have to say he is one of the unsung heroes in that first half. Vicente, this time getting set up by his teammates. Now with 4 points, still 4 points and 7 rebounds in the game.
And you've talked about him getting a lot of rebounds during the first half. But let's talk about Kobe Abaon already having a double-double in this game. 10 points and 11 boards.
He did break out in their last game, especially on the rebounding end, having 14 rebounds.
And now let's turn it over to Courtney Buenaventura for a report.
I actually had the chance to speak with Coach Aries of the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith once again, but this time for their 14-under team. Reflecting on their struggles with the 16-under division, Coach shared how difficult it was for the team to compete with only 5 players and no substitutions. Now with the 14-under squad, Coach Aries is optimistic. He believes that they will perform much better, especially since the team is complete and playing together this time around. He also highlighted key players Bermudez and Bernardo, who he is counting on to make an impact and lead the team on the court. Cholo, Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Courtney. That's going to be a Nature Spring timeout called by the Junior Shoemasters as Mandaluyong gets another fast break point, making it an 8-point lead for them, and we'll be back for more action. (38-30), 8-point lead for the Junior Microsmith, their biggest in this game.
Interesting how Coach Aries Romero already making the transition to coaching. Used to play for the Ama Titans, and he's one of a very spitfire-ish guard, somebody you cannot leave open from the perimeter. In the game previous to this, the 14-and-under squad of Mandaluyong was dominated by Quezon City, only having 5 players on the bench. And Coach Aries looks a little more active now, as pretty much in the first game he wasn't able to make any more adjustments, as he had a clear lack of manpower.
Well, Mandaluyong is no stranger to having AMA players coaching for them. As right now, Cayosa just no sense of gravity on that play.
I think that's the first basket of Cayosa, not coming from a pull-up.
Now has 10 points, by the way, in this game. Same with Clarence Islao. Looks like Marikina means business. But Mandaluyong, Bernardo for 3. No good. Rebound right here by Marikina. Hanopol on the run. Hanopol. 4-point swing for Marikina.
That time Hanopol, no one there to challenge him. Switching from right to left, giving a 4-point deficit still for Marikina.
Coach Aries Romero forced to call another timeout. Again, they're only up by 4, and we'll be back after this short break.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Back to the action right here, 38-34. Again, a 4-point lead only for Mandaluyong, as Marikina having that 4-point swing, all in the fast break.
Right now, Mandaluyong looking to take advantage of what seems to be complacency on the part of Marikina. Again, that 28-point Game 1 victory is already history. That still counts as just one game.
Sela lost it midair. We keep it alive though. Corner 3. Train overcooks it. Cayosa on the run. Gian Cayosa. Another tough shot, but that time won't go in. 5 minutes remaining in our chapter 3. And Hanobol getting called for a foul. And obviously he's not happy with that call.
That will be the second personal foul on Hanopol.
Let's take another look. So Bernardo will go to the line for 2.
Look clean upstairs, but a little too much body downstairs. That's why he was called for a personal foul.
However, first one is no good for Prince Bernardo. As that's one name, one reliable name for Mandaluyong. But in this game, hasn't been making some noise.
Well, he has been trying to force the issue a couple of times here, and just the inability to convert.
No good for Marikina as well. Abahon on the run. Will lose it. But he gets called for a traveling violation.
And coaches will remind players, do not jump without having an actual plan. Usually, you know, when you try to pass out of a jump, that's when you commit those turnovers.
Villarreal ripping the ropes on that 3.
Much needed 3 from Villarreal, as he has been quiet, only 5 points in the game.
And who knew this game would be as close as this one in the 3rd period. Meanwhile, Encela attacks. Using the left hand, he gets called for an offensive foul.
That's why he was able to clear so much space using the off arm.
Another look as that was done in front of the officials. And Gian Encela out of this game with 5 fouls.
It's still very early, 3:45 remaining in the 3rd.
Meanwhile, Hanopol outside, Marikina only down by 1. Villarreal travels without a visa.
Always a low percentage play, trying to split a double team. Villarreal with a turnover.
Still Mandaluyong with a 1-point advantage. Corolanda. This time it's Train, the one-hander. No good. Abao on another board. One more try, won't fall. Train gets the steal, but that's blocked by Iko. Here comes Cayosa and company. Cayosa, no good. Hanopol, another try. 2 free throws coming up for Lance Hanopol.
You can see Cayosa now trying to be a little more aggressive, but unable to find a teammate who was wide open underneath. Luckily, an offensive rebound for Hanopol and more free throws coming for Marikina.
But more importantly, a chance for them to take the lead with these freebies. As there's only 3 minutes remaining in our quarter number 3.
I'm pretty sure Marikina very surprised with the amount of fight brought here by Mandaluyong, as the game is now currently tied at 38. And remember, in game 1, Mandaluyong only scored 38 points for the game.
Certainly an improvement on their side. Meanwhile, great rebounding effort. And that's another point for Clarence Eslao. 12 points for him in this game.
Too big and too strong is Eslao in the paint.
Bermudez will attack. Drops it, but Cayosa intercepting the lanes. Gian Cayosa will step on the brakes. Hanopol has other things in mind. Inside pass, great find.
That has been a safety valve on offense for Marikina. Get that ball inside to Eslao. Now with 12 points, make that 14 points in the game.
More importantly, a 4-point lead for the junior Shoemasters. Bermudez drawing himself a foul on the act of shooting from downtown. 3 freebies will be given to him.
2 too aggressive on the closeout for Hanopol, clipping the leg of Bermudez. Bermudez in the game, 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, but has really struggled from the field. 2 out of 9, 0 out of 3 from the three-point area.
First free throw is good for him, as it has been so far an all-around performance for the young guard of Mandaluyong. Second one is no good. It has one more. A chance to trim the lead of Marikina to just 2. One out of 3 on that trip. Rebound. Picked up by Iko. Rather, that's too big. Hanopol. He fires for 3. That's short. Keep it alive. Cayosa rising up. In and out of that shot. Rebound captured by Abahon.
Maybe a little more fatigue for Cayosa as he has missed his last few pull-up jumpers.
Vicente, that's no good. Another try. Great defense from Eslao. Hanopol on the attack. Hanopol able to convert and transition.
Out in transition, Marikina just using their speed and their height advantage, just finishing over the defenders of Mandaluyong.
Right wing 3. That's no good from Horolanda.
Well, at this stage, those misses from the outside has already hurt Mandaluyong. Only 1 out of 15.
Gian Cayosa. Iko. This time it's Hanopol. Back to Cayosa. He fires for 3. No good. Offensive rebound. And this time Mandaluyong on a run. Fast break opportunity for them. Great find, but Abahon fumbles the shot. They keep it alive. No good as well from Horlanda. Gian Cayosa almost losing the leather, but sends it outside to Lance Hanopol. Iko. The shot. Overcooks it. Rebound Vicente. 34 seconds remaining in our chapter 3. Jericho Bermudez puts one up. Basket and one.
Maybe having a hard time hitting from the outside, but he will try to get the 3 points some other way.
Another look on this foul counted sequence presented to you by Pound for Pound Fitness. A chance for Mandaluyong to cut the lead to just 2 for Marikina. 30 seconds remaining in this third period. 3-point play completed by Jericho Bermudez.
Mandaluyong just refusing to go away. It's a 2-point disadvantage.
Eslao asking for it, but it's sent outside. Vives. And a foul will be called on Mandaluyong. But that's only their third team foul, so no free throws yet. Columbres will trigger the board. Iko. Calling up a play. Last 6 seconds on the shot clock. And a steal right here by Horolanda. And he'll draw a foul. But that's going to be 2 free throws already for Mandaluyong. A chance for them to tie the game before we head to the fourth period.
That time Iko just handling the basketball too long. Being forced into a turnover and 2 free throws now, an opportunity to tie the ball game once again for Mandaluyong.
First one, Horlanda. That's no good. Only has 2 points and 3 rebounds, plus 1 dime in this game so far. Second one on its way, a chance at least to cut it to 1. But he'll go 0 out of 2. Possession will go to Marikina for the last 2 seconds of our third quarter. And a steal by Horlanda. Could have been big if he hit that. But nonetheless, will end our third period with a score of 44-42. Only a 2-point lead by Marikina, as this game still close. It's still anybody's ball game. And we'll be back for the start of the fourth period. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Fourth quarter beginning. 44-42, 2-point lead for the Junior Shoemasters. Bernardo for three. Won't hit. Rebound by Marikina.
So the three-point shooting woes continuing for Mandaluyong, and really they need to get hot from the outside if they want to pull off this Game 2 victory.
Galang nowhere to go. They swing it around. Hanopol, the jab step. And a foul will be called on Kobe Abahon.
This really physical finisher is Hanopol. Going into the body of Abahon, able to force that foul. So he had nowhere to go. Good defense actually by Abahon, but not in the right position as he was actually able to get a hand on that ball.
And just like Kobe Abahon, Gian Cayosa now with 10 points and 10 rebounds, having a double-double to his name. But first freebie is no good for Lance Hanopol. Second one. 1 out of 2 for him. Make that 7 points in this game and 4 rebounds so far.
Free throw shooting just could be the story, as Marikina has already missed 10 free throws. Mandaluyong 13.
Bernardo finding a way inside but fumbles that shot. Vives nowhere to go. Finds Gian Cayosa. Again, already has a double-double. Almost loses it. Meanwhile, Vives. He fires for three. No good. Eslao able to get the offensive board. And a foul called on Jericho Bermudez.
May actually be a good foul for Bermudez. Would have been easy 2 points for Eslao. I like how he fouled him and made sure that even if he tried to shoot it, he wouldn't be able to convert.
Vives triggers the inbound, but that's quickly swiped away by Abahon. But it's going to be a kickball violation.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
Hanopol finding an open man. Finds Galang inside. That's greatly defended by Abahon. Bernardo on a rush. Outside pass. Gongzon for three. That's no good.
We haven't seen Gongzon since the first quarter and might need to be that guy who will provide a spark for Mandaluyong.
And Lance Hanopol turning the ball over. Mandaluyong wasting no time. Jericho Bermudez rises up for a shot, and that's money.
And usually you do not want your team to be rushing things, but Mandaluyong, that's really the way they're comfortable to play with.
Cayosa at the corner, outside Hanopol. Stolen by Train. Here comes Train, the sidestep, but that's wiped away by Vives.
Well, you don't necessarily see a Train change direction, but just a great move there by Train, but better defense for Hanopol. I'm sorry, that was actually Vives with the strip.
Nonetheless, Mandaluyong keeping this possession alive. Gongzon for three. In and out of that shot. They needed that one.
I feel like Gongzon is due for a make and expect him to keep shooting from deep.
Hanopol asking for a pick. Will he use it? Hanopol continues to attack. Finds Eslao inside. Great defense from the red shirts. Train. This time not changing directions.
That's how a freight train operates. Maxwell Train just goes all the way.
Meanwhile, Vives will attack. Crazy shot not going in, but the cleanup job is good for Eslao.
That's why the players of Marikina are very confident taking their shots because they've got an Eslao to clean up those misses.
16 points now for Clarence Eslao. Meanwhile, Quezon still not converting. It's still just a 1-point lead for the Junior Shoemasters.
Cayosa with another rebound.
Corner pass, Galang. He will fire for 3. In and out, Eslao. Another offensive board. The bump puts one up. Still not falling. Abahon with the rebound. Almost a steal. Abahon keeps it alive. Crazy sequence. Train. Quezon. Tough shot. Quezon! What a finish!
That's a great understanding of angles by Quezon. Knew that he had that shot open if he used the left hand.
7 points, 2 rebounds now for Chester Quezon. More importantly, Mandaluyong with a 1-point lead. As there's almost 4 minutes passing by in chapter number 4. And here comes Mandaluyong. Bernardo with a shot.
The quicker the pace, the better for Mandaluyong as they're now engaging Marikina in a shootout here in the 4th.
3-point lead for the junior Microsmith, but Vives erasing that lead.
Talk about a big shot as he ties the ball game back at 50.
Big time shot coming from Vives. And not to mention a great defensive sequence for Marikina.
See
Another
right
look.
there, Vives, wide open pass from Hanopol. Did not hesitate, just rose up and knocks that one down. Vives now with 6 points in the game.
And deadlock at 50. Marikina a chance for them to reclaim the lead. Vives asking for it. He gets it. Villarreal. Corner pass. Munir. That's no good. But possession will stay with the Junior Shoemasters.
Quezon could have had an easy rebound there, but he was already thinking of the outlet pass even without controlling the basketball as he gets subbed out.
Villarreal will trigger the inbound. 14 seconds to shoot for them. Vives. Corner pass. Villarreal attacks. Oh, crazy shot. Goes in anyway for Villarreal.
Thought he was gonna pass out, but saw that he still had some space for that shot.
Meanwhile, Jericho Bermudez showing moves of his own.
And I keep forgetting this is the 14 and under division with the way these kids are showing elite shot-making skills.
Vives fires for a 3. Kaboom!
Talk about shot-making. Vives just getting hot here in the 4th. Back-to-back threes.
Bombs away for Mr. Vives, giving Marikina a 3-point lead. Bernardo. Orlando for 3. Unable to answer back. They fight for the rebound. Possession going to the other side. Another look on this shot. Vives for 3 again, giving his squad a 3-point lead.
That has been the advantage for Marikina. Those threes have fallen for them. 4 makes so far, while Mandaluyong 1 out of 19 still.
Over 4 minutes remaining in our ball game. Cayosa thought about the 3 to the other side. Vives one more time, but that won't fall. Cayosa keeps it alive. He will try, but he won't make it. Rebound secured by Vicente. Still a lot of time for Mandaluyong to make something happen. Bermudez for 3. Not that time.
1 out of 25% for Mandaluyong from deep.
Villarreal. Vives. Thought about the 3. Will fire one. That's overcooked. Mandaluyong in transition. Maxwell Train. A much-needed basket for Mandaluyong.
Still just a single point advantage for Marikina. We're almost at the deep waters here.
From losing in a blowout to being close has 1 point. Talk about the improvement of Mandaluyong. And Abaon forcing a turnover. Possession going to Mandaluyong. Another look at this Maxwell train. Go ahead, the bucket in transition.
12 points for Maxwell Train, pretty much what they needed as a shot in the arm.
Bernardo fires a 3. That's big!
Shot not working from the outside, uses the board, bank open on a Saturday evening.
That's big from Bernardo, has 7 points in this game along with 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Villarreal, he will attack. Draws a foul and 2 free throws coming up. A chance for him to give his squad a lead. And another look in this off the glass 3-point bomb from Your Highness Prince Bernardo.
See the reaction after acting like he did that on purpose.
And if you ask him, he will say that he did that on purpose. If you ask anybody, actually.
Well, I'm gonna act like I did it on purpose. But really, one of the biggest adjustments for Mandaluyong, they've been able to contain Villarreal only with, I believe, 8 or 9 points in the game.
So 1 out of 2. So it's only a tied ball game at 56. Meanwhile, Bermudez for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Just the confidence for Coach Eric Romero to allow his players to keep shooting despite all the struggles. They've hit back-to-back threes here.
We're approaching deep waters. Hanopol. To the other side, Cayosa. Almost a steal. But it's still with Marikina. Villarreal. No good at the reverse. Maxwell Train gets a hold of it. Bernardo the attack. The last 2 minutes brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Another look at this Jericho Bermudez cold-hearted 3-pointer.
Bermudez, after missing his first 4 shots from the 3-point area, able to knock that one down. A 3-point advantage for Mandaluyong.
And Bermudez now with 18 points.
19 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, there are 15 points for him. Meanwhile, Train outside, Bermudez puts one up. 5-point swing for Jericho Bermudez.
All of a sudden, Bermudez coming alive here. Despite struggling in the first 3 quarters, has come out with back-to-back baskets here.
17 points for Jericho Bermudez and a 5-point lead for the junior Microsmith. As Marikina calls a timeout right here, presented to you by Nature Spring, and we'll be back for more action. (61-56), 5-point lead for the junior Microsmith, thanks to Jericho Bermudez's 5-point swing. Meanwhile, Bernardo, great defense. Cayosa keeps it alive for Marikina though. He continues to attack, but that's no good. On the rush are the red shirts. Bernardo, no good.
That's the worst case scenario for Mandaluyong. They are already in the penalty, so that will mean free throws for Marikina.
And that is unfortunate. Another look, or rather, Clarence is now at the line. A chance for Marikina to make this just a 1-possession game. And Eslao so far with 16 points. Make that 17. along with 10 rebounds. So I believe we have a total of 4 players already in, or rather 4 players having a double-double in this game. But Eslao will miss that second free throw. And Mandaluyong still a little bit of cushion for them, as we have over a minute remaining in Chapter 4. Bernardo for 3. That's too much. Rebound by Eslao. Cayosa, Hanopol. He fires. That's big!
Hanopol just pulling up for that 3, cuts the lead down to 1 point.
Another look in this Lance Hanopol 3-point bomb. Just a 1-point lead for Mandaluyong and a timeout called by them. (61-60), 1-point lead for Mandaluyong after that timeout. Presented to you by Nature Spring, the #1 bottled water in the Philippines. And that's great defense from Villarreal to disrupt the Mandaluyong possession.
And this is going to be a situation where Mandaluyong will need to execute in the half court. They've really struggled in that department, as a majority of their points have come in transition.
It looks like Coach Monroe, Quezon, implementing a man-to-man defense.
Well, Marikina can afford to be a little more aggressive on defense, as they only have 1 team foul.
Another look on who really touched it last. So our officials very critical when it comes to these circumstances. But looks like still possession staying with the junior Microsmith. Again, it's win or go home. Or rather, extend or go home for Mandaluyong.
Well, either way, both teams will go home. Just kidding.
Yes, one will go home and will return, but one will go home and won't return anymore.
There you go.
Meanwhile, Train, the floater, that's good for Maxwell Train.
Big shot by Maxwell Train, despite the defense draped all over him. No need to take a 3 if you're Marikina.
14 points already for Maxwell Train. Meanwhile, Cayosa for 3, that's big!
No need to take a 3 except when you're open, as the game is now tied at 63.
You said it, Gian Cayosa, ice in his veins. Why not take the 3? A big time shot. Make that 16 points and 13 rebounds for Gian Cayosa in a timeout called by Mandaluyong. Deadlock at 63, 38 seconds remaining. Again, it was a big-time shot coming from Gian Cayosa. 13 points, 13 rebounds for him.
14 seconds on the stop clock.
14 to shoot for the junior Microsmith. They have a chance to take the lead. Bermudez will trigger the inbound. Train trying to get free. He does. Maxwell Train drops it. That's blocked. Great defense from the Shoemasters. Meanwhile, Villarreal draws himself a foul. And that's gonna be 2 free throws.
No real choice there but for Bernardo but to foul as Villarreal had clear runway. So despite all the struggles of Villarreal, only 8 points in the game. He is in the pressure cooker.
And Roy Villarreal at the line. First one is good for him.
Again, still 30 seconds remaining depending on this free throw by Villarreal. Still an opportunity for Mandaluyong to tie or take the lead.
Rebound. Captured by nobody, but possession going to Mandaluyong. Shot clock is still on. 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
And looks like there's no timeout left for Mandaluyong. So this is going to be a critical review. If you're Mandaluyong, just down by a single point, just need to get the best basket available, but try to make sure you leave some time on the clock just in case you miss opportunity for an offensive rebound or maybe
another look on what exactly happened.
it looks like a last touch on Eslao, so Mandaluyong will get the basketball. Let's see who they go to. You'd like the ball in the hands of either Maxwell Crane or maybe Bermudez, who suddenly came hot here in the fourth.
Bernardo, nowhere to go. Finds Bermudez. Again, he's been hot. Bermudez outside Bernardo again. Back to Bermudez. And wait a minute, there's gonna be a foul called on Clarence Eslao, but that's only their second team foul.
But, that will leave no more time left on the clock, so Mandaluyong can afford to take the last shot. Still 2 fouls to give for Marikina.
Bernardo trying to get free. Bermudez, nowhere to go. Finds Abahon. Bermudez will attack. Bermudez, tough shot. That won't count. But a foul will be called on Clarence Eslao.
But I think the foul will be called on the floor.
Sorry, it's Gian Cayosa getting called for a foul.
Still 1 foul to give for Marikina.
Meanwhile, Bermudez fumbling that possession.
Would like to get a look for either Bermudez, who is the inbounder, or Maxwell Train.
Bermudez finds Train. He puts one up, but that's no good. And there you have it. Marikina will advance to the next round.
A very valiant effort for Mandaluyong. I don't think anyone expected this game to go down the wire, having been beaten by 28 points in game 1. Really just ran out of gas late.
And indeed, still props to the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Again, nobody expected this. They don't have Braydon Hopila in their lineup still. They fought hard. They were actually leading at halftime. So that's something. But still, last laugh will belong to no other than the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. And they'll advance to the next round, to the semifinals of our 14 and under division.
Well, I'm very sure Marikina very happy to escape with a win. They did not expect Mandaluyong to come back and put up a fight in game 2. But lesson learned for them. You cannot take any team lightly, as you're only as good as your previous game.
And again, a lot of contributors for Marikina. You have Cayosa, of course, with a double-double. Same with Clarence Eslaos, of course, with a double-double as well. Hanopol had 10 and 4. Villarreal, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And
of course, the crucial threes coming from Vives in the fourth quarter. But in the end, it was the guy who actually tied the game with a 3-point shot. And really just a good job quarterbacking his team, finishing with a double-double, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and just 1 turnover.
Exactly, pure confidence for that guy we're talking about. And again, for Mandaluyong, very distributed scoring output. Not only scoring, but overall contributions as well. So still, again, props to the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith program, at least for the 14 and under, for reaching this point of the playoffs. But right now, we'll be waiting for our player of the game. Again, a lot of candidates on the roster of Marikina, but only one can be chosen. And now we'll be turning it over to our courtside reporter, Miss Courtney Buenaventura, for our Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances Player of the Game.
Patay.
Ayan, kasama ko ngayon ang ating Extreme Best Player of the Game, Giancarlo Cayosa from Marikina Junior Shoemasters with a double-double, 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. Congratulations, Giancarlo. Napakadikit ng laban pero hindi ka pinanghinaan ng loob. How does it feel to play a big part na na-secure nyo yung spot sa semifinals?
Gigil lang kami na hindi na namin sila bigyan ng Game 3 dahil pag nabigyan sila ng momentum at may chance kami matalo.
Ano naman ang masasabi mo sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa team nyo?
Thank you sa kanila dahil kahit dikit yung laban, binibigyan nila kami ng kumpiyansa at lakas ng loob.
May mga gusto ka pa bang batiin at pasalamatan?
Shoutout po sa mama ko na sa ibang bansa at shoutout din po sa papa ko na nanonood. And shoutout din po sa teammate ko, kila Coach Mon at kay Coach Elvis po.
Maraming salamat, Giancarlo. At syempre kasama din natin ang kanilang head coach na si Coach Monroe. Coach, pwede nyo na pong kunin yung sticker nyo and idikit now that you are advancing to the North Division semifinals. Congratulations once again. And thank you so much for joining me here, Coach and Giancarlo. Also, we would like to thank Don Benitos for providing a sumptuous Filipino delicacy. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. Now back to you, Cholo and Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Courtney. Once again, that's our Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances Best Player of the Game, Gian Cayosa, propelling his team into a Game 2 victory as they advance to the semifinals round of our 14 and under North Division. And now we head on to our next game, actually our upcoming game. It's between the San Juan, the makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors, and the Marikina Junior Shoemasters, this time in the 16 and under division quarterfinals. Once again, this has been Cholo Pangilinan, Coach Noy Africa, and Courtney Buenaventura. And this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Playoffs.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Special thanks to Punong Barangay Danilo Villanueva of Barangay Escopa 3 for hosting today's game.